20th of November, there will be a new moon in Scorpio at 28 degrees. This will take place at 6:47 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. The 20th of November brings a new month of metamorphosis. This new moon is exactly conjunct Mercury retrograde. So death and rebirth is taking place within our minds. A rethink to beat all rethinks. These minds are changing, ready or not. In evolutionary astrology, the scene is set by Pluto, the ruler of this new moon. Pluto now in Aquarius creates the big backdrop of crisis in all things Aquarian. We are at the beginning stages of 20 years that bring about deep and everlasting change in our use of technology, in our relationship with extraterrestrial realms, in our perception of reality. Today, this month, is the perfect time to commence in earnest a regular meditation practice. Just sitting quietly and observing your thoughts. Can you notice how this mind is useful, but also a subtle trickster? Just observe it. It doesn't need to faze us. These thoughts will pass. Just be. If we want to align with pure awareness, the divine mind, this is the way there. So are we all moving into this new earth or not? Are we ascending, as seems to be a popular notion these days? It seems presumed that this so-called age of Aquarius is just around the corner and the answer to all our problems. But is it? Are we sure it's coming and it's going to be great? Lots of naked hippies and telepathic bliss? With the North Node in Pisces and Neptune and Saturn retrograded back there now too, life can feel like we're in a zombie hell realms one day and unifying with the archangels the next. Is it our dreams or our nightmares that we are in the process of making real? Both, potentially. Both. Waking up these days can feel a bit like we're living in Enid Blyton's novel The Magical Faraway Tree. What land have we woken up in today? The land where everyone has chips implanted in their brains, is attuned to their local technology mast, watches the world via their live cameras, sees everyone else as dangerous objects or useful tools, is happy to delete and be deleted by their bank if they're disobedient to the current rules of the latest top tyrant. Or the land of ultimate healing and wholeness, where our third eyes have successfully navigated their initiation into communion with the trees, the stars, the animals, the divine mind. You simply look at a plant and know it will heal this particular disease. You can see your past life traumas and resulting behaviours developed as coping mechanisms and spontaneously know how to heal them after lifetimes of suffering whilst living at their mercy. Our bodies naturally moving in harmonious flow to where they are needed to play their part in service to the well-being of the enlightened collective, resting in contented communion with the divine heart. Which one will it be, North Node in Pisces? Well, since it's Pisces, possibly neither. Just yet. Well, not for long anyway. But there is the opportunity to work on our delusions, denial and disappointments, and something truthful will be left. And that is it really. We are in both awful and awe-filled times, for real. Saturn and Neptune working together at the end and the beginning of the big cycle, and the North Node exaggerating it all. There can be no doubt about it, we are in a time of huge reset of our collective unconscious. The new moon's watery grand trine to Neptune and Saturn in Pisces and Jupiter in Cancer is enjoying all this as we reflect on all these external changes and relate to them emotionally. Everyone having times of truly feeling blessed to be alive, sometimes challenging as it is. It's an experience. Who hasn't heard it said that those in the non-physical dimensions are queuing up to be here for the growth it can bring? But perhaps Chiron square to Jupiter still makes the louder noise. All too often, the realization dawns furiously. A moment of enraged epiphany, seethingly turning to Chiron and Aries, calling him out, screaming, "It's you! You're the problem!" Sitting there in the shadows, hating on yourself, allowing everyone to treat you bad. Stop giving your power away. How can we blame a narcissist if we're the ones facilitating their dominance? They, our egos, are unable to check themselves. We have to stand up to this egoic self-serving dominance, not be used by it. That's our work, our better selves, that is, not the egos. Maybe Chiron in Aries retrograde is beginning to get this, albeit not acting on it. When this realization dawns in Chiron and Aries, the healing can begin. And isn't laughter the best medicine? Chiron spending the most time in impatient Aries almost seems like the universe having a big cosmic giggle. Aries learns to be patient as Chiron tortures him with slowness. This is how Chiron ultimately heals. The wound becomes the medicine. A new moon at the end of Scorpio, conjunct Mercury retrograde, Venus tagging behind and Mars leading the way, already in Sagittarius, brings a hopeful light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe the dark days will one day come to an end. Maybe we can begin to imagine safety at last. An end to all the firefighting. There's a notion of satisfaction as our dark night of the souls brings some rewards. Maybe our shadows have metamorphosed into something healthier. It's not over yet, but we definitely get a glimpse of the light there is at the end of the tunnel. Mars in Sag is calling, "This way, I found it. I found the way out of here." But jolly old Mars in Sag, can we really trust him? We still have our doubts. We still have our way to make it. We still have some way to make it out of these dark tunnels. Be careful not to fall down a hole. The gang in Scorpio, confused by hesitant, scarred and scared Mercury, say. The Sun and Venus actually quite enjoying the darkness for a little bit longer. But as natural law, Sagittarius has it, in these 3D realms, good times always follow bad times, just as bad times always follow the good. Thus is the way of the eternal merry-go-round. And the month of Jupiter, Father Christmas, hope and good cheer is almost here. Key aspects in these 2 weeks. On the 21st of November, Sun in Scorpio opposite Uranus and Taurus. Be a little bit careful, we're not out of the woods yet. There's potential for that dark hole to suddenly appear that our optimism has overlooked. Go slow. Also, this day Ceres goes direct at 2 degrees of Aries. She was last here in May. What happened then for you? May the good times return, reunited with our heart's joy and abundance. On the 22nd of November, Sun moves into Sagittarius. Okay, we've reached the light. We can celebrate and enjoy all the beauty life has to offer. All the more for our challenging initiation phase we just experienced. Mercury and Venus will catch up soon. Also, this day, Eris loosens her grip on Jupiter. Not being invited to the party bothered us a little less. But the experience won't be fully over until we made it past next June. 26th, 27th of November, Venus in Scorpio in a grand trine with Jupiter in Cancer and Saturn in Pisces. We relish all this metamorphosis in the waters of our bodies and our emotional selves that the dissolution of the traditional rules and social norms is bringing as we honour and nurture ourselves and each other. On the 28th of November, Saturn goes direct at 25 Pisces. Expect a load more cameras to be put up, privacy invasion measures to be set in, whilst we implement our own counteracting spiritual growth measures. We have to be the change we want to see. Our energy contributes to the collective awakening. Light your candle and step forward. 28th of November, Mercury goes direct at 20 degrees of Scorpio. What have we learned? Can we now do our obsessions a little differently? Merge with something else in a healthier way? Not abuse our powers nor be abused? 30th of November, Venus opposite Uranus. Sudden changes around love, money, resources, values and the ways we harmonise with others. Right before these things move into the realms of Jupiterian Venus in Sagittarius on December the 1st. Hooray!